What's up YouTube, Shawn DaGamer here, and we are discussing Dragon Ball Super episode 66. I had to remember, my phone was going off, and it's kind of confusing me at this point, but I do want to talk about Dragon Ball Super episode 66. I don't know what those hand motions were, but this is an episode that everybody's been waiting for, anticipating for a long time, hoping for the return of the prodigal child himself. The legend of the Dragon Ball mythos, Vegito. He returns as a Super Saiyan Blue. But my question is, how do we get there? I am a wrestling fan, so a lot of things we already know. But the question is, how do we get there? And I think a few cool ways that we can get there. And it's not going to be, I'm sorry, I got hair all in the jacket and it's bothering me. Okay, so I think a few cool ways that we can get there. It'd be like, one, Merge Zamasu can let the little bit of Saiyan that he has in him, because, you know, he is merged with Goku's body. So that Saiyan God complex that they have could, like, jump in and interfere, and, like, his cockiness can be like, oh, I should let you two merge too. That way you can at least try to be on my level or something like that. Like, I can see some kind of cockiness coming in, and Merge Zamasu is just like, go ahead, fuse. You still can't beat me. I'm a god. I am the Death Angel, or whatever he wants to call himself. Like Angel Zamasu. I've heard a lot of people been calling him. I like that, Angel Zamasu. So that cockiness can kick in and just let him fuse, and that could be his downfall right there. Another thing I would like to see is, like, kind of going like GT-ish, when Omega Shenron didn't really let them fuse, and they had to, like, come up with a whole bunch of different ways to try to, like, that was supposed to be my solar flare. So they had to do, like, a whole bunch of different things to, like, buy time to let the fusion happen. So that's something that I hope that we see, like, the first 10-15 minutes of the episode of them trying to, like, fight them off so they can get into a position where they can fuse and things like that. And then the back half of the episode is all the action that we saw in the episode preview trailer. Another thing that can happen is, like, my third and possibly my final prediction would be, like, it's Gowatsu's dying, like, thing, where maybe, like, Angel Zamasu's, like, he's going on some type of rampage or something. He's just, like, destroying things. He's just like, nobody can beat me. My powers are unmatched and things like that. So he's just going around destroying things. He just throws a spear, one of those death spears, through Gowatsu, and his dying ambition, his dying wish was to pass off his Potara earrings onto Goku and Vegeta, and they can fuse, and that'd be a thing. Also, a little going into some spoilers and some details that was talked about recently. Let's talk about the deformation that we saw of Angel Zamasu in the episode preview. A lot of people might be speculating that either A, Vegito just blasted half of his body off and he tried to regenerate and it didn't work right for some reason. Because my theory is, or I won't say theory, my thing is, I think the way they've been wording certain things in this thing, you gotta really look at the way they've been wording certain things. Like, his body is immortal. You know, his body is immortal. And then he merged with Goku Black, who is not immortal. So what happens if you, like, start blowing off his body at this point? Like, is he going to be able to regenerate the right way? Like, his body is immortal, but you got to remember, like, the other half that he merged with isn't. So, and then there's that thing that people have been talking about, like, back in the Dragon Ball Z days in the manga, where it was talking about you're not supposed to fuse transforms. You're supposed to fuse in your base form. And they kind of went over this in when Piccolo was trying to teach Goten and Trunks how to fuse. Like, your power levels have to be somewhat even, and then I guess with the Potaras, you can't be transformed. So we all know Goku Black was in his Rose form when Zamasu got scared and clipped that earring on. So maybe that's having something to do with, like, an imbalance in transformation and something like that. So maybe that can have something to do with it. So it's a couple of theories, but I don't think Zamatsu's soul is immortal. You know what I'm saying? I think his body is immortal, but I don't think his soul is immortal, and that could play a part in that too. And another thing that people have been saying, that even with Vegito, his Potara has a weakness, and people are saying it's because of the Super Saiyan Blue and the power that's giving off. He hasn't had time to like get comfortable with the body and things like that. Going back to Dragon Ball Z again, in the manga, when we first saw Vegito, he went straight Super Saiyan. But in the anime, he like sparred with Super Buu a little bit, or Buhan. He was sparring with Buhan, getting used to the body. Then he went Super Saiyan and started going ham. So maybe like this time he's going right to blue. He's not playing around, but that's going to have a strain on Vegito's body and things like that. And then they also said that Trunks is also going to have a major part to play in this. So remember, guys, Trunks in this new powered up demigod state, I like to call it demigod Trunks, he knows Mafuba. So while Vegito's holding him back and like being a muscle, maybe the Kai's before he dies or whatever happens, he can go back, get the talisman, or they can just go to Kame House that is still around in the future. Like Ader's still around and Kame House is still around. I don't think Ader's going to be a major part, but I think that was just like to throw you off. Like they show you Ader, then they show Kame House, but then they left the talisman at Kame House, so it has to be a talisman there. So you get what I'm getting at? So maybe somebody can wise up and say, hey, maybe Kame House is still around in the future. Let's go there. Let's try to get it real quick. Get the talisman, do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. Yada, 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 so on and so forth. You can go send Mayan Boma and Supreme Kai to go get the talisman, while the rest of the gang stays and fight Angel Zamatsu. So I think that's a lot that I've covered in this little bit of time, 7 minutes. So if you have your own thoughts or theories on the next couple of episodes of Dragon Ball Super, leave them down in the comment section below. If you want to follow me on anything other than YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, all linked down there in the description box. Share this video out with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and liking always shows your support. And with all that being said, I am Shawn DaGamer, and I am tired. That was a lot. Whew.